Okay, you are able to see, Anushka?
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes.
Yoga is given a lot of importance on pranayama, breathing, and more so in the context of pranayama. The details of the inhalation and exhalation is given below. What normal breathing inspiration starts with the contraction of the external intercostal muscle between the ribs and diaphragm in order to increase the dimensions of the thoracic cage in all the directions. The ribs and the sternum bone move upwards and outward, and the diaphragm descends. When you take a deep breathing, क्या होता है? Lungs expand. The sternum में से, ribs में से the lungs get expanded because of the air which you breathe in. That pushes the diaphragm down. Diaphragm down होने से क्या होता है? The abdomen bulges up. And when you exhale, the abdomen comes down. This will come up, and again the air from the lungs will go out from this by the exhale out. Okay, the ribs and the sternum bone move upwards and downward. Diaphragm descends, and the pulmonary arteries carry deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Okay, during inhalation, the partial pressure of the oxygen is 105 milligrams of mercury, while deoxygenated blood flowing to the pulmonary capillary is only 40 milligrams. Okay, as a result of this difference, in partial oxygen diffuses from the alveolus into deoxygenated blood of the pulmonary capillaries, and partial oxygen becomes 105 milligrams. Oxygen combines with the hemoglobin and form oxyhemoglobin. Oxygen plus hemoglobin, which is the main important content of the blood. Blood which is the important content of hemoglobin. Oxygen combines with oxyhemoglobin. Carbon dioxide also diffuses from the oxygenated blood of the capillaries into alveoli, since the partial is 40 milligrams, while partial carbon dioxide deoxygenated blood is 45 milligrams. Alveolus में क्या pressure है? 40 milligrams of mercury, whereas deoxygenated blood which is coming from the left ventricle, right ventricle से आने का time, it is carrying a pressure of 45 milligrams. So this is at a higher pressure. So the carbon dioxide which is coming there, which has really catched up, thus the oxygen are exchanged across the thin wall of the alveolus and the blood capillaries. Breathing out process. Exhalation is a passive process since there is no muscular contraction in it. Expiration begins when the external intercostal muscles relax, the ribs move downwards, and the diaphragm ascends. Okay. When you inspire, this will go down. What? And the diaphragm will go down, and the abdomen will expand. The diameter of the thorax is decreased, and thus the lungs are pressed. The pressure in the lungs at this moment is greater than the atmospheric pressure. The stretched lungs tend to recoil and assume the original size. The air is thus forced out of the lungs during the expiration of The stretched lungs tend to recoil and assume the original size. The air is thus forced out of the lungs during the expiration of the exhalation. Thus, both inhalation and exhalation together constitute the acts of respiration. The rate of respiration in a normal healthy person is 16 to 20 per minute. You are sitting here, everybody, normal inhalation चालू है. कितना होता है? In 1 minute it is 60 to 20, depending upon जिसको प्रॉब्लम है, हेल्थ इश्यूज आर देयर, बीपी है जो बोलो, तो उनके लिए थोड़ा ज्यादा हो जाएगा. इट विल बी 19, 20, 20, 21. A normal calm person, a person with a tranquil position, a person with a calm and dismal will have only 16 to 17. As you progress in asanas, as you progress in pranayama, the rate of breathing goes down over a period of time. The metabolic level goes on increases, and your activity level goes on increasing. Okay. What is the influence on the process of inhalation and exhalation? In all pranayama practices have to be deeper relaxation and the flow of the oxygen blood to different organs of the body. The exhalation should be slower than the inhalation, and the preferred standard parameters is exhalation should be twice that of inhalation. what is the these are the different volumes in the alveoli. Okay. The volume of the air inhaled and exhaled is 500 ml. Normal inhalation आपका अभी चालू है 500 ml, which you are not aware, which an ordinary person is not aware. When you do a deep breathing, when you come into pranayama, asana pranayama, then you come to know the concept of deep breathing. Okay. Only 350 ml reaches the alveoli, and the balance does not reach the alveoli. So 150 ml is lies in the either in the windpipe or in the bronchial tubes or in the bronchioles. Bronchioles, that is the part of this. Okay. So 350 ml ही आता है. Now tidal volume, that TV, tidal volume into the rate of breathing, that is 500 into 14 is equal to 7,000 ml. Rate of breathing is here taken as 14. So if we take a deep breath, we can inhale up to 2,500 ml more, which is inspiratory reserve volume. This is the normal 14 1 minute में कितना tidal volume into rate of breathing is the inspiratory reserve volume. If we take a deep breath, we can inhale up to 2,400, which is instant reserve IRV. Okay. Now, what is expiratory? The extra volume of the air inhaled in IRV can be expelled out by 1,000 ml. So, out of 2,500 ml, this can be expelled out ERV. Residual volume. Even after the expiratory is exhaled, some amount of air still remains the air filled in the air passage, which is about 1,200. The extra volume of the air inhaled is 1,000 ml. 2,500 to 1,000. कितना हो गया? 1,500 ml is still remaining. Okay. Even after the expiratory is exhaled, some amount of air still remains in the air passage, which is about 1,200 ml. Okay. Sum total of the tidal volume, अपन देखा था, tidal volume plus inspiratory reserve volume, is equal to 2,500 is equal to 3,500 ml. And 2,500 plus 500. 500 is the normal tidal volume. Then 2,500 is inspiratory reserve volume after deep breathing. So कितना हो गया? Inspiratory capacity is 3,000 ml. What is the expiratory reserve capacity? Sum of tidal volume 500 ml plus expiratory reserve volume. कितना है? 1,000. So expiratory reserve volume is 1,500 ERV plus TV. Okay. Any difficulty, please? It is जोली भर के थाने स्कूल of yoga आपको information देता है, समझा ना? But 10% of this only comes to the examination. So you increase your knowledge, increase your input of the knowledge. So when you take that yoga classes, teachers classes and all, you will come to know what is the amount of pranayama करने से student का कितना air inhale होता है. So that can be better help in treating for bronchitis, asthma. ये सब इसके लिए आपको बहुत helpful होएगा. You will have a theory knowledge as much. Now, वो जो gas आप inhale कर रहे हैं, how much it contains? Nitrogen 79%, inhale and exhale है. Oxygen inhale करते 20%, exhale is 16%. That means the balance 4% goes to the lungs. From the lungs it goes to the alveoli. From the alveoli, the deoxygenated blood, oxygen खींच लेता है, blood becomes oxygenated and passes on to the right atrium to the different parts of the body. Okay, 20%. And exhaled air कितने 16%. Carbon dioxide is inhaled air is 0.04%, and exhaled air is 4.04%. Carbon dioxide कितना inhale किया? 20 plus 0.4. Okay. So exhale कितना किया? 4.04. तो 4 किधर से आ गया? जो बैलेंस एयर था लंग्स में वो एक्सपेल आउट किया. जो पहला इनहेलेशन में लिया था 4, so that is expelled out. Miscellaneous gases क्या है? Helium ये सब रहता है. Other gases that is there 0.96 to 0.96. Okay. This is the constitution. Oxygen intake कितना होता है? 20%. Exhale कितना होता है? 16% of the volume of the air which you inhale. Okay. Carbon dioxide 0.04. Exhale is 4.04. Miscellaneous 0.96. 0.96. Inhale or exhale same रहता है. So only the difference is between oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay. तो ऑक्सीजन कितना ले लिया अंदर 4% और इधर कितना छोड़ दिया 4.04%. हाँ, सो 4% इधर पहले का वॉल्यूम था एक खींच लिया और जो फ्रेश एयर आ गया उसमें से 4% ऑक्सीजन ले लिया. So after the circulation takes place, the impure blood comes again through the inferior vena cava from the lower part and the superior vena cava from the upper parts of the body to the right atrium to right ventricle to the tricuspid wall. From right ventricle, it passes on to the pulmonary respiration. It comes to the lungs for purification, for oxygenation of the blood. Okay. Now, rate of breathing and the advanced benefit of the pranayama in reducing the rate of breathing. This is the matter of general knowledge and information. Newborn babies, इसका 1 मिनट में कितना होता है 40 breaths. 1 year old कितना होता है 30. It goes on reducing. 2 to 5 years old 24. Okay. 6 to 14. There is 6 to 16 boys and 6 to 14 girls. 20 to 22 per minute. 1 minute में 20-22. 15 to 20 girls, 7 to 20 boys. 18 to 20 per minute. And adults 16 to 18 per minute. वापस बोलता हूँ, those who are staying in Rishikesh, those who are yogis, really yogis, ये लोग का breathing rates are very less. They live for a very long life without healthy freeing by nature. जो नेचर में मिलता है वो खाता है वो लोग. They don't come down to the earth. Himalaya, the Rishikesh are there, Rishikesh. They live for a long time. But they look very healthy. But they are with the nature. They follow the principles of naturopathy. Now, inference is a result on rate of breathing on prolonged practice of pranayama. What are the benefits and results you get? Normal rate of respiration is slightly higher in women than in men. Okay. The rate and depth of the respiration varies with the oxygen demands of the body. This increases with the exercise and emotions and decreases during the rest. The rate and depth varies with the oxygen demands of the body. Okay. Due to the wrong actions and habits affects the mind, the breathing rate becomes disturbed and affected. जिसको गुस्सा आता है, जिसको unsteady work है, जिसको concentration नहीं है, he becomes very disturbed. So rate of breathing gets disturbed. So he becomes haphazard. Equalization नहीं होता है. So the sympathetic nervous system activate होता है. Okay. Then this was the fifth point. Fourth. Fifth point is unhealthy person with high blood pressure, diabetes 1 and 2, and other comorbid. The breathing rate increases and always remains at the same level. I told you starting में जिसको व्याधि है, जिसको health issues है, his breathing rate goes on slightly increasing. Okay. How that will be brought down due to the continuous practice of asanas and pranayama and the medicines. आप लोग सब योगा टीचर होने वाले हैं. किसी को भी मेडिसिन स्टॉप करने को मत कीजिए. वी आर नॉट डॉक्टर्स. वी आर ओनली थेरेपी. वी आर ओनली स्टिमुलेटिंग द रिकवरी प्रोसेस ऑन इट. डायबिटीज को एक टाइम होएगा, मेडिसिन कंटिन्यू करना ही है. डोसेज विल बिकम रिड्यूस आफ्टर द कंटिन्यूअस प्रैक्टिस. सेम केस इन केस ऑफ hypertension or blood pressure. The blood pressure will remain constant subject to the medicine, but the medicine dosage after the practices of asanas and pranayama will go on reducing. Okay. This will increase the immunity power and the sadhak will remain healthy and diseaseless with the decreased aging and increased lifespan. Now, what is the rate of breathing on prolonged practice of pranayama? What are the results you get? Prolonged practice of pranayama, prolonged practice of deep breathing, and Ashtakumbhak pranayama, that is Jalandhar and Udyanma. The rate of breathing reduces by around 4 to 5 knots over a period of years. माने 16-17 है, it will come down to 12, which is provided with mitahahar, vegetable food, proper sleep, and ahar vihar or nidra and duty. Duty comes under karma yoga. Regular sadhanas of kriyas and asanas and pranayama will stimulate the reduction in rate. Okay. Through the cleansing process, including Kapalbhati and other kriyas, as per Hatha Yoga Pradipika, will also stimulate this one. Now, sorry. Okay. This will also increase the immunity power and the sadhak will remain healthy and disease less with a decreased aging and increased lifespan. Okay. Now, so we have finished. Deep breathing का concept क्या है, प्राणायाम का effect क्या है. Okay. Now we are going to start with homeostasis. This is in your syllabus. What is your homeostasis? Now this will come to the anatomy part. Okay. The previously अभी तक जो slide देखा था, we have discussed about the pranayama, the effect of the breathing, how the results take place, what is the quantum of air which a person should, what a baby का quantum of air कितना है. So everything we have discussed. Okay. Now we come to homeostasis. It is defined as the condition in the body's internal environment remains relatively constant. Short में बोलता है every time. All the organs are working efficiently and very diligently up to the desired level of say 100% efficiency. Okay. All the organs are functioning. The body is at a healthy state. The body and yogic terminology, the body and mind is also at a healthy state. Okay. In this process, proper hydrogen ion concentration, supply of the nutrients, efficient removal of the waste products of metabolism, optimum blood pressure, and appropriate blood sugar level are maintained without notice. Temperature is constant at 37 degrees by balancing the heat loss and gain. Cells in the body are unable to carry out the chemical actions properly due to the imbalances of the temperature. Okay. Page 2. How it is done? Cells absorb the required nutrients and oxygen from the tissues fluid and give up toxic waste in return. The blood carries the waste to the organs for excretion. The kidneys and the skin and the lungs also act as agents. Kidneys में से क्या जाएगा? Blood purify हो गया with the waste product to the urine. And skin में से क्या जाएगा? The sweat. That also act as the toxins from the body. The hydrogen ion concentration of the pH of the blood is accurately maintained at 7.4, slightly toward the alkaline side. Okay. More of 7.4 से हो गया 7.8, 7.10, 8.01. तो क्या हो जाएगा? It becomes acidic in nature. And 7.4, so the body should always have a alkaline nature and not a acidic nature. Okay. Excess of acidity होता है, so it becomes acidic in nature. समझे? So it should be always alkaline. So alkaline होते क्या होता है? The pH means the potential hydrogen level. The potential hydrogen level should always remains at 7.4 to 7.5. Okay. Now, stress may be produced from increased heat, cold, loud sound, heavy light, lack of oxygen, and exertion. Stress may arise due to the pain, emotions, or unpleasant thought. These stressors stimulate the hypothalamus and bring about many changes in the body as the SNS and the adrenal medulla are stimulated. Again, I'll go. Homeostasis is defined as the condition in which the body's internal environment remains relatively constant. In this process, proper oxygenation, hydrogen ion concentration, supply of nutrients, efficient removal of waste products on metabolism, optimum blood pressure, and appropriate blood sugar level are maintained without notice. Temperature is constant at about 37 degrees by balancing the heat loss and gain. Cells in the body are unable to carry out the chemical action properly due to the imbalance of the temperature. What is the function of cell? The cells absorb the required nutrients and oxygen from the tissue fluid and gives them the toxic waste in return. Blood carries the waste to the organs for respiration. The kidneys and the skin also acts as agents. The hydrogen ion concentration or the pH of the blood is accurately maintained at 7.4, slightly toward the alkaline side. homeostasis is disturbed by any stimulus that creates an imbalance in the internal and gives rise to stress. Now, I already defined that stress may be produced from increased heat, cold, loud sound, heavy light, lack of oxygen, and exertion. Stress may arise due to pain emotions, or unpleasant thoughts. आपका मन को जो thoughts अच्छा नहीं लगा और आप गुस्से हो गए, तो stress will increase. So there are so many things for a child which is born till the person who dies. Continuous stress level at each and every level of health है. छोटा बच्चे का स्ट्रेस क्या है? जिद्दी करता है, एक चीज मांगता है, टॉयज मांगता है, ये मांगता है, जिद्दी करता है. That is the child stress level. As the age increases, the demand for the perception will go on as per the age requirement and all, everything. Okay. So when a girl attains a puberty, उसका metabolic level change होता है उसका. So the thinking pattern changes. So at times it gets stress during, especially during the periods which are occurring. And after the periods are over, 4 days are rest are over, again the body will come to the static temperature. Okay. Same thing at different levels, office level, at residential level, with your spouse or everything. Okay. So stress is different. Your body, by practice of asanas and pranayama and meditation, should be able to adjust with the stress, or what you say in better terminology, you should be able to cope the stress. You should be able to cope the stress. That's why this pranayama this has become important. Now we come to the very important thing. What are the introduction to sensory organs? Okay, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Okay. Now we come to the common sense. Which are the common sensory organs? The nervous system must receive and process information about the world outside in order to react, communicate, and keep the body healthy and safe. Much of this, 1 minute, a little more. Much of this information comes to the sensory organ, the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Specialized cells and tissues within this organ receive the raw stimuli and translate them into signals the nervous system can use. Nerves relay the signals to the brain, which interpret them as sight, vision, sound, hearing, smell, olfaction, taste, degustation, and touch, tactile perception. The eyes translate the light into the image signal for the brain to process. Now eyes का ऊपर उसका फंक्शन क्या है? अभी इसका भी फंक्शन देखा सेंसरी ऑर्गन. नाउ आईज का एक फंक्शन. वो व्हाट आर द पार्ट्स ऑफ द आईज? दिस इज द तुम्हारा आई बॉल जो है, दिस इज नोन एज द कॉर्निया. दिस इज द कॉर्निया. ओके. दिस इज द लेंस इनसाइड द आईज, व्हिच इज लेंस. ओके. दिस इज द स्क्लेरा, दिस पार्ट. दिस इज द रेटिना. जो ब्रांचेस दिखते हैं रेटिना, these are the optic nerves. These are the optic nerves inside. Okay. And which gets degenerated like the bronchioles in the lungs. Okay. So these are the parts of the eyes. Now what are the functions of the different parts of the eyes? The cornea is transparent to allow the light to enter the eye and curve to direct it to the pupil behind it. Okay. Pupil behind it. Next. The pupil is actually an opening in the colored disc of the iris. The iris dilates or constricts, adjusting how much light passes through the pupil and onto the lens. Okay. Iris, here it is. इधर आएगा iris. इसमें बताया नहीं है. The curved lens then focuses the image into the retina, the eye's interior layer. Retina is here inside. After the image which comes here, it passes on to the lens. From lens it goes to the retina. The eye's interior. The retina is a delicate membrane of nervous tissue containing photoreceptor cells. These cells, rods, and cones translate the light into the nervous signals. From here, the signal is sent to the optic nerve to the nervous system, and it is specified है light color है क्या, blue है क्या, tubular का rays है क्या. Okay, different colors. So the neurotransmitter transmit the signals from the nervous system to the optic nerve back to the cornea, stating that this is the image. ये बच्चे का image है. ये फोटो इसका है. So that is the functioning of, this is how the eyes function. Okay. Okay, cells. The optic now carries the signal from the eye to the brain, which interrupt them to form the visual image. देखा ना? So from the cornea, once again I repeat. The image comes here to the cornea. Okay, then it goes to the pupil, goes to the lens. From the lens, it goes to the retina, and from the retina, it goes to the optic nerves, which carry the signals to the nervous system, and the nervous system interprets them and transmit them as a image, as a color, जो भी है उसका. Okay. Next, you go to the ears. Here, uses the bone and to transform the sound waves into the signals. इसका देखते हैं क्या है. Music, laughter, car horns, all these the ear sound waves in the air. The sound waves meet again that tympanic membrane. Here it is, the tympanic membrane. Okay. Creating mechanical vibrations in the mechanic. The tympanic membrane transfers this vibration to three small bones known as auditory ossicles found in the air-filled cavity of the middle ear. Okay, then this bone, the malleus, incus, and the staples carry the vibrations and knock again the opening to the inner ear. The inner ear consists of fluid-filled canals, including the spiral-shaped cochlea. This is the cochlea, which looks like amoeba. This is the cochlea. Okay, this is the cochlea. Huh? As the ossicles found wave, specialized air cells in the cochlea detect the pressure waves in the fluid. They activate the nervous receptors, sending signals through the cochlea nerve toward the brain, which interpret the signal as sound. You might be knowing, Bombay में RDS का explosion हुआ था. People have lost their ear. People have suffered the heart stroke due to the bomb explosion which has taken place in the train. हमारा एक yoga teacher also he fell a victim to that. He was in the first class traveling to the class. RDS का आवाज आ गया, bomb explode हो गया near Matunga station. He lost his ear sight and it affected the heart also. Heart को stroke आ गया. He survived due to the practice of yoga. He survived. Okay. Now we come to the skin. These are specialized and receptors in the skin and signal to the brain. These are free nerve ending. इसको बोलता है epidermis. When the layer of the, okay. The innermost part is hypodermis, and this is the Merkel cell which is there inside. Mycelium corpus, it is here inside, and Pachynium corpuscles, it are deep inside. Okay. Skin consists of three major tissue layers: the outer epidermis, middle dermis, and the inner hypodermis. Specialized receptor cells within these layers detect a tactical sensation and relay the signals through peripheral nerve toward the brain. Okay. Skin, आपको touch होएगा. Okay. तो क्या होएगा? That touch, you will feel the sense of the touch, and a signal is passed from the brain. अभी समझो आपने गरम ये किया हीट को, स्टव को उधर या गैस को उधर हाथ लगाया, you feel the sensation of burning. Immediately you remove the hand. क्यों? आपको गर्म लगा. Same thing, फ्रिज आइस का ऊपर हाथ लगाया. When you close the eyes, but you feel the sense of cold. Why? It goes the receptor, nervous receptor को जाता है signal, so that there it assimilates. बाबा देखो ठंडी लग रहा है, एकदम स्किन को ये हो रहा है, so that immediately you remove your hand. So your hand will be automatically removed. Okay, the hand which is touching the ices also, that will be removed because of the cold. So excess heat or cold or whatever it is, the nervous system decides उनको accept करना है क्या reject करना है. Okay. So this is what is this. The presence and location of different types of receptor make the certain body more sensitive. Fingertips, nipples, the sole of the feet, both the systems detect the touch, pressure, and vibration. Other receptors include Pacinian corpuscle, which also register pressure. Pacinian corpuscles, here it is. Skin के अंदर, okay. Pacinian corpuscles, which also register the pressure and vibration, the free endings of the specialized nerves that feel the pain, itch, and tickle. Okay. Signals the brain interprets as the smell. Now this will come to the sense of smell, the nose. Panchendriya ka, this is very important in the air stimulate signals and the brain interprets as a smell. Some smell which the body doesn't accept, you move away, the body and the mind moves away from this. Suppose आप रास्ते में चल रहे हैं, immediately gutter आ गया, immediately go away from it because the body is not accepting the smell of the gutter. Same thing, if you go to a garden और उधर flower का smell आता है, you don't feel like coming out because your body has accepted the smell of the rose, the smell of the chameli, or whatever different flowers are there, the smell of the leaves which are emanating early morning ऊपर, तो उसमें dew था इसमें, that also the body accepts it and feels that you don't feel like coming out. You like to take a morning stroll over the garden because of the beautiful smell. Why people go to garden in the evening or in the morning and have a morning walk? Why? Because of the greenery around it, whereby the oxygen is emanated from the greenery leaves. Okay. So, what a process. The sense of the smell is called the olfaction. Sense of the smell. It starts with the specialized nerve receptors located on the hair like cilia in the epithelium at the top of the nasal cavity. When we sniff or inhale through the nose, some chemicals in the air bound to these receptors. That triggers a signal that travels up a nerve fiber through the epithelium and the skull bone above to the olfactory bulbs. The olfactory bulbs contain neuron cells. Here it is, olfactory bulbs. These are olfactory bulbs. The violet color which you are seeing, these are the olfactory bulbs. Okay. Contain neuron cell bodies that transmit the information along the cranial nerves, which are the extension of the olfactory bulb. They send a signal down to the olfactory nerves. Olfactory nerves. These are the olfactory से head से carry करता olfactory nerves. Okay. Toward the olfactory area of the cerebral cortex. Okay. Now we have the tongue. एक कहावत आप लोग ने सुना रहेगा. The food which is liked by the tongue is bad for the stomach. The food which is liked by the stomach is not like the tongue. Example, कौन सा है? करेला. करेला का जूस फॉर अ डायबिटिक पर्सन. पेट के लिए अच्छा है, उसको मालूम है, बॉडी के लिए अच्छा है, लेकिन ही नेवर ड्रिंक्स. शादी को गया, गुलाब जामुन देखा, एक खाया, दो खाया, तीसरा भी खा लेते हैं भाई, अच्छा लगता है, स्वीट है, बट इट इज नॉट गुड फॉर द हेल्थ. 1 or 2 इज एक्सेप्टेबल, बट द माइंड सेज नहीं, हमको और क्रेव करता है, और मांगता है, और ले लो बोलेगा माइंड. ओके. सो दिस इज द वे. क्या बोलता है? Functions of the what are all those small bumps on the top of the tongue, tip of the tongue? They are called papillae. Here, edge or tongue में. Okay. Many of them, including the circumambulatory papilla and fungiform papilla, contain the taste buds. When we eat, chemicals from the food enter the papilla and reach the taste buds. These chemicals, whether taste buds, इधर है, इसका पीछे. Okay, these are circumambulatory papilla. Here the main papilla lies. Here the circumambulatory papilla. Okay, taste buds are at the edge here. Taste buds. Okay, which are the inner, and gustatory cell is here now. When we eat, chemicals from the food enter the papilla and reach the taste buds. Here, these chemicals or taste stimulate the gustatory cells inside the taste buds, activating the nervous receptors. So, through the taste buds, the nerves को इंस्ट्रक्शन जाता है, क्या करूं भाई, मैं एक्सेप्ट करूं क्या रिजेक्ट करूं. कुछ खट्टा चीज होएगा, मुंह में रखेगा तो इमीडिएटली नर्व को सिग्नल जाएगा, भाई ये खट्टा चीजें नहीं लेना है, अपना शरीर के लिए अच्छा नहीं है. स्वीट थिंग ले लो, अभी खीर है, सिग्नल सिग्नल आएगा नर्व से ले लो अच्छा है. सेम थिंग गुलाब जामुन एवरीथिंग. These receptors send a signal to the fibers of the facial, glossopharyngeal, and vagus nerves. These nerves carry the signal to the medulla oblongata at the back, which relays them to thalamus and cerebral cortex of the brain. Okay. Now this completes eyes, ears, skin, and the tongue on the taste buds. Now we come to the effect of Shakkarmas on the respiratory and circulatory system. Okay. Now what is Shakkarma? Very, very important for the examination point of view. गिरंड संहिता का जो षटकर्मा करना है आप लोग को, षटकर्मा are purification techniques as per Hadava Prajapika, which becomes a prerequisite for asanas and pranayama. षटकर्ma removes any balance in three dosha. What are three doshas? Vata, Pitta, Kapha. It reduces the excess body fat, mucus blocking inside the respiratory tract should be removed, gas in the stomach and intestines are eliminated. If the three doshas are balanced, there is no need to practice the Shatkarma. All diseases arising out of the excess wine, bile and mucus are eliminated from the body through the practice of Basti. Basti is a process, Shatkarma का एक process है. Okay. Among the 6 Atharva Pradipika में Gheranda Samhita में बोला है Basti का detail. By practicing Jala Basti, the appetite increases, the body glows, excess doshas are destroyed, and the dhatu and the senses of the mind are purified. So again I repeat, what are Shatkarma? Shatkarmas are purifying techniques as per Atharva Pradipika and Gheranda Samhita. They become a mandatory in case of Gheranda Samhita. Whereas in case of Atharva Pradipika, it is not mandatory. If the body is healthy, you can directly go in for asana. Whereas in Gheranda Samhita, it is mandatory that all the Shakriyas has to be performed for an effective asanas and effective pranayama. Shatkarma removes any balance in three doshas. It reduces the body fat, mucus blocking inside the respiratory tract should be removed, gas in the stomach and intestinal eliminated. If the three doshas are balanced, there is no need to practice the Shatkarma. All diseases arising out of the excess wind, bile and mucus are eliminated from the body through the practice of Basti. By practicing Jala Basti, the appetite increases, the body glows, and the excess doshas are destroyed, and the dhatu senses and mind are purified. Now, page number 2. The 5 seats are interlinked. Whatever happens, what is the Panchama Bhutas? The Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. When Annamaya and Pranamaya Koshas are clean, there are no blockages between them and Manomaya Kosha. The first four koshas are the extension of Anandamaya Kosha. When there are blockages between any of the koshas, communications and integrations are hindrances. 6. Annamaya and Pranamaya are gross manifestation, while Manomaya and Vijnanamaya are subtle pranayama, and pranayama is the link between the gross and the subtle, and Manomaya is the bridge to higher mind, that is Vijnanamaya and Anandamaya kosha. तो उसका अंदर अंदर जब जाते हैं तभी वो कोशा becomes very bliss and evil. So unless and until the body is clean, the prana cannot be clean. When the prana is clean, the next cleansing process will be the Manomaya kosha. That is through the process of meditation and all. Then you come to the Karma Yoga. That is as Vijnanamaya kosha. Your intellect level becomes better. When your intellect level becomes better, you reach a state of happiness and the state of bliss. Right? Anandamaya kosha. Okay. After you practice Satkarma, you are establishing integration of your whole being, physically, emotionally, mentally, and cosmically. Okay. Thereby the nadis get purified, thereby yielding better results in pranayama and further movements into Antaranga Yoga. Yama Nema, Asana Pranayama, Pratyahara, these are all Bahiranga. Antaranga Yoga क्या है? Pratyahara has become the barrier between the Bahiranga and Antaranga. Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, iti Ashtanga Yoga. Okay. Nadis gets purified and thereby yielding better results in pranayama and further movements into Antaranga Yoga. Next. Thereby the nadis get purified, thereby yielding better results in asanas and pranayama, further movement into Antaranga Yoga. Yeah, the nadis get thereby yielding better results. Okay. Gets purified, detoxified, thereby yielding better than asanas and further movement into Antaranga Yoga. What is the effect of the asanas on different systems? Topsy-turvy postures. That is, Viparita Karni Mudra, Viparita Karni Mudra, this Sarvangasana, Halasana. Visarga allows gravity to act as a stretching force and the muscles are passively stretched. Brain receives sufficient quantity of blood which refreshes the whole central nervous system. Okay. In the asana and supine posture, muscles are stretched against some resistance from the joints and tendons. This increases the muscle tension, thereby increasing the muscle tone. In the standing posture, Tadasana, then Triang Tadasana, Hastapadasana, static stretching of the spinal cord increases the blood circulation around the spine that tone up its muscle. The trunk movement are also slow and therefore each vertebra is moved gradually and freely in a natural rate of movement. The nutrition is improved and due to the increased circulation. Okay. Due to the increased circulation, around the joints and toxic waste products are also removed efficiently. This prevents the stiffening of the joints and increases the mobility due to the increased circular around the joint. This prevents the stiffening of the joints and increases the mobility. Next is the influence in the abdominal cavity. On attaining the postures in the asanas, in most of the cases, the abdominal region is influenced. The pressure in the abdominal cavity changes, which is reflected on the visceral organs like stomach, colon, urinary bladder. With the normal breathing, in the asana, there is a circulation improves. This type of yogic relaxation aims at relaxation of tensions, working at a level of consciousness that is a tranquil state of mind. This relaxation gives a total relaxation to the nervous system. Sorry, एक slide miss हो गया. Influence in the abdominal cavity. This is over. This slide. And negative pressure on this organ. This not only changes the blood circulation in that area, but also stimulates the vasoreceptors due to the stretching of this organ. This will promote and preserve the healthy conditions of the endocrine glands. Endocrine glands क्या है? Pituitary gland, thyroid, parathyroid, okay, pineal gland. These are the endocrine glands. This Poonam will take tomorrow. Shavasana and Makrasana are relaxation postures as mentioned in Hatha Yoga. This is a conscious relaxation which brings out physical as well as mental relaxation. After every 3 set of asanas, or relaxation should be done when the stretched part gets relaxed and the circulation improves. This type of yogic relaxation aims at the release of tension, working at a level of consciousness that is a tranquil state of mind. This relaxation gives the total relaxation to the nervous system. Effects of pranayama on different systems. Pranayama का अपन ये देखा सब quantum of air सब देखा. Now how this will react to that. So long as the deep breathing in pranayama is continued and the air is moving in and out of the lungs, the mind remains unstable. When the breath is stopped, the activity of the mind is also controlled and it becomes standstill. Different nadis are purified by practicing pranayama. Nadis are subtle channels or the passages for the transmission of the love impulses or the conduction of the prana, for the circulation of the blood or the lymph, or even for the flow of the air through them. Okay. Most important nadi which opens when both the nostrils are is the Sushumna nadi. Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, which is the middle of the. Thus, pranayama eradicates all types of malas from the body and the mind. Malas in yoga is a toxic factor that gives to the imbalance in the body and the mind by obstructing or blocking the normal functioning of the nadis. In Jalandhar Bhatt, the head is bent and the chin is pressed firmly on the chest. Due to this, the internal and external carotid nerves are pressed, which are there at the side of the neck, carotid nerves. The specific neuromuscular action around the neck will influence the circulation nerve function and the glandular thyroid function. The heart rate slows down and the BP reduces. It also induces a particular state of awareness, which helps the mental abstraction from the external things. It prevents the blood flow toward the head and prevents the extra flow to the brain. Thus, the vagus nerve is stimulated. It prevents the blood flow toward the head and prevents the extra flow to the brain. Thus, the vagus nerve is stimulated. Thus, a practice of Jalandhar Bhatt would give us the expected results from voluntary control over breathing, such as concentration, balance in the autonomic functions, conscious control on the mind, which are necessary. अपन अनुलोम विलोम करते हैं तो भी जालंधर बन उद्गार करते हैं ना. Constriction at the throat and the abdomen is pulled inside. Okay. Now, Anulam Vilama Nadishuddhiman, the nostrils are supplied with both sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system, branches of autonomic nervous system. Autonomic system is also related to other functions of the body as well as the opposite forces working with the mental, emotional, and psychological activities of the individual. During the practice of Anulam Vilama Pranayama, the cortical activity in relation with the intellectual planning, analysis, ego, consciousness, and the thought process is greatly reduced to minimum. It brings tranquility and peace to the mind, making it more balanced and stable. The soothing effect of Anulom Vilom Pranayama on the nervous system reduces the various emotional tensions and one feels relaxed and smooth. The best breathing exercise is Anulom Vilom. Anulom Vilom start with the inhalation from the left side, which acts on the parasympathetic nervous system. So left से inhale करते हैं, right से exhale करते हैं. Exhalation should be longer than that of inhalation. Then again you breathe in from the right nostril and exhale to the left. So equilibrium is attained between the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous system is the seat of emotions and this one. So when the right nostril dominates, that is Surya Nadi dominates, your sympathetic nervous becomes activated. So to bring down that, the parasympathetic also has to be activated. So equilibrium stage is raised, whereby the parasympathetic nervous system and sympathetic nervous system comes to an equilibrium stage. It brings benefits. It brings tranquility and peace to the mind, making it more balanced and stable. The soothing effect of Anulom Vilom Pranayama on the nervous reduces the various emotional tension. Calmness and mental relaxation are felt immediately after the practice. It improves the function of digestion and sleep. The 8 Kumbhak, Ashtakumbhaka. Surya Veda Chitkari, शीतली तथा भस्त्रिका भ्रामरी मूर्छा प्लावनी यथा सुख अष्टकुंभकः. The 8 kumbhaks are Suryavedan, Ujjai, Sitkari, Shitali, Bastrika, Brahmari, Murcha, Plavani are mentioned in Atharva. Though in the text, very important Ashtakumbha Pranayama. It is mentioned as Pranayama, but traditionally, Anulom Vilam Pranayama, Nadis is not a Pranayama. We understand that is spoken that the Vayu cannot enter the Nadis as long as they are full of impurities. Therefore, the first Nadi should be purified and then Pranayama should follow, should be performed after Anulom Vilam Pranayama. After Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama. Okay. Ujjayi. What are benefits? Ujjayi, prolonged exhalation in Rechaka, produce predominance of parasympathetic branch of ANS, and therefore one feels calm and relaxed. The controlled production of sound, which creates unnecessary awareness. The mind is fully engaged in the controlled breathing process, controlled production of sound, which creates necessary inner awareness. This increases one-pointed attention and induces a typical state of consciousness and also increases the power of concentration. Ujjayi pranayama can provide better chances of oxygen absorption as and when required, depending upon the metabolic rate of the body. Sitkari, those who have problem of hypertension, that is high blood pressure, excessive bile secretion, acidity, extreme heat or burning sensation in the body can take best advantage of Sitkari. Shitri Sitkari produces coolness in the body. Good luster and glow on the face makes more attractive if Sitkari pranayama is practiced regularly. This pranayama removes lethargy and makes the practitioner more enthusiastic. Sitkari, precaution that one do practice in the early morning in the open air when the temperature is below 20 degrees as it may catch cold. Shitali pranayama experienced cooling effects in the body and therefore gets cooled. Atharva Pradipika states that a disease of the lungs and the spleen, liver, inflammation, overproduction of the bile, consequences of the poisonous food, consumption are cured through this pranayama. By so doing, one experiences coolness and calmness in the mind. This pranayama should not be performed in the open air when the temperature is below 5 to 10 degrees centigrade because the air enters directly into the lungs. So here the cool air enter karega when the temperature is when the normal room temperature is 30-32 degrees temperature. The cool air should not go. A normal temperature as outside temperature should go inside the lungs. So that will activate the functioning level of the lungs. Surya pranayama. It creates heat in the body due to the dominance of the right nostril, which activates the sympathetic nervous system. Okay. Clear the sinus in the forehead, causes the vata disorders, and eradicates the worms or the disease thereof. The speed of the aging process is reduced and freshness is maintained, increases in the lung capacity, good resistance power, more steadiness of the mind, better concentration power. Yeah, persons with high BP, below the insomnia, those having different shifts of work should practice Anulom Vilom and not this pranayama. Surya pranayama. Okay. गर्माहट ज्यादा पैदा होती है. ओके. भस्त्रिका maintains all the three doshas in the balanced state. Atharva Pradipika 2, sloka number 61 and 62. Extra secretion of mucus is stopped. It cleans all the nadis and stimulates the sacral part. As per Garita Samhita, one experiences a joyous free condition and joyous peaceful mental feeling after the regular practice. Persons with high BP, insomnia, mental or emotional disturbances should avoid this pranayama. तो क्या गर्माहट पैदा होती है. Brahmari, mind gets absorbed in the pleasure and soothing vibratory sound. Primary effect of this pranayama is the tranquilization of the mind. It leads towards dhyana, reduces the instability of the mind. The vibratory of the mind, 1 minute please. The vibratory mind should not be harsh and too loud. Okay. Bandhas. Abhi we have finished the pranayama. Now we come to the bandhas. Coming to the end of this, Jalandhar Bandh. When the bandha is applied, the inspired air which is compressed in the lungs will not be allowed to rush out with force. This will give the expected results from the voluntary control, such as concentration, balancing the autonomic functions, conscious control on the mind, which are necessary for higher practice like dana. The thyroid gland secretes the hormone T4. By applying this bandha, the gland is squeezed. By applying the Jalandhar, this freshly gland is squeezed. The secretory response of the gland are modulated. It influences the rate of metabolism. Okay. Jalandhar causes prana to collect in the Vishuddhi chakra, the middle chakra between the physical body and the brain centers. Vishuddhi chakra is described as a deep purple lotus which has 16 petals called as adharas, which means support or receptacle. चक्र का इसमें लिखा है विशुद्धि चक्र गले का उधर 16 petals है, which means support or which contains a particular fluid. Each petal adhara has a specific potential power or force. 8 petal is said to be contain the poison, the 16th amrit. Udyanban. Udyanban changes the course of the downward movement of the apana vayu and unites it with the prana vayu and samana vayu in the navel center. When the two energies, prana and apana, meet in the navel center, there is an explosion of the force which travels through Sushumna Nadi and further by Udana Vayu is taken to the higher center. This requires a long period of practice over the period of years. Mulbandh. This process takes place due to the contraction of the perineum and the anus. It takes place in the center of the body. The Muladhara chakra is directly contracted. Controlled systematic contraction of the perineal body produces the heat in the body, and this awakens the potential of Kundalini. Mahabandha, it's a great lock. It has another kumbhak, Jalandhar, Mulbandh, and Shambhavi Mudra. Mahabandha. Mulbandh forces the prana upwards and prevents it from escaping to the lower outlets, and the Jalandhar prevents the upward decay. When Udyan Bandh is added, prana and apana are forced towards each other to eventually meet in the navel center. This forces toward the Ajna chakra. This affects the hormonal secretion of the pineal gland and regulates the entire endocrine system. So this is a presentation made by me. Okay.